Hey everyone, today we are starting our 100% walkthrough for Resident Evil Village. We're going to be doing absolutely everything in this game and picking up all of the trophies. Now, for those of you that aren't aware, this game was chosen by my Patreon supporters, just like all the games I cover on this channel. So if you like what I do here and you'd like to throw in some support yourself, you can click the link on the screen or down in the description below, become a patron, and vote on the games I play in the future. So let's get this started. We're actually going to begin in bonuses. Movies, special bonus Resident Evil movies. Remembering Resident Evil 7. A summary of Ethan's story from the previous game. Recommended for those who have not played Resident Evil 7 Biohazard.
Okay. Where to start? My name? It's Ethan. Ethan Winters. It's been 3 years since everything happened at the Baker house. I was looking for my wife, who disappeared. I got an email from her. She told me to come get her. And of course, that's how I ended up in the middle of nowhere, Louisiana. I found Mia being held captive in a dark basement. She wasn't thinking right. She attacked me like some kind of wild animal. Later on, I found out that she was infected by a special kind of mold. I looked all over the house trying to find an antidote, a vaccine, anything. The people who lived there were already infected. What was left of them wasn't human. The source of the infection was a bioweapon that looked like a little girl. Her name was Evelyn. I fought the fucked up family and was able to treat Mia's symptoms with a serum. Then Chris Redfield and his soldier buddies showed up and saved the both of us. Is that enough? I really don't want to talk about what happened anymore. It's all over now.
Okay, so that was a quick recap of the previous game. Let's go back to our bonuses. There's some concept art here, but the game indicated there's spoilers within, so we're going to avoid that for now. And then we have the Baker Incident Report. Read a report on events after the Baker incident from Resident Evil 7. Now, I believe this is only available if you pre-order the game, so just be aware of that. Now, this goes over a ton of information from the end of Resident Evil 7 up to the current game. If you're not interested in the backstory at all, I recommend you just skip forward because there's a lot of stuff here that we're going to go through. The Baker Incident Report. This report depicts my investigation into the events after the incident at the Baker's residence. The Baker incident, July 2017. A number of people lost their lives at the residence in the middle of the American countryside. It was a truly horrifying tragedy. I still don't know the exact number of victims. Two survivors, husband and wife Ethan and Mia Winters, were able to shed some light on the events which would have shook the world. But there was a cover-up and the Winterses vanished. There is someone or something powerful acting behind the scenes. I just know it. I decided to investigate, to follow the breadcrumbs of what happened after. How can I be so sure? Because I'm someone who was there. First of all, how was this incident reported upon its discovery by the world? Let's take a look at some newspaper clippings from that time to see how the news was manipulated. 1. Discovery of the incident. Local newspaper, the Dolby Daily, July 22nd, 2017. Family of 4 found dead in Dolby. Dolby County Sheriff's Office have reported that the Baker family were found dead in their home in North Dolby on the 21st of July. The surrounding details are currently unknown, apart from the deaths of Jack Baker, his wife Marguerite, their son Lucas, and daughter Zoey. Deputy Sheriff Dave Anderson has also been missing since the 19th, according to Deputy Sheriff Riley Whiteford, who visited the Baker's residence around the time of his disappearance. Social media post, July 22nd, 2017. That thing with the dead family. Wasn't that where that giant black monster was? You think they were eaten by that thing? No way, it's not some cheesy horror movie. Old man Jack did say some crazy stuff. I remember him getting into a lot of fights. He probably killed the whole family, then offed himself. Transcript of a complaint to the county sheriff's office. I don't believe it. It's been 2 days already, but you haven't reported anything else. Was it murder? An accident? Suicide? And what's with the National Guard sealing the place off? What are you all hiding? Very little was reported shortly after the Baker incident was discovered, leading to rapid spread of rumors and speculation. The Bakers were completely isolated from the rest of the community, and sealing off the entire area around their homes set things in motion. I recall there sure was a lot of public pressure on the press for information. I admit that at the time I was being held in quarantine by a certain organization and couldn't see any of the news for myself. They finally allowed me to watch TV a few days after, and I was flabbergasted by the stark difference between the reports and reality. 2. The cover-up. Local newspaper, the Dolby Daily, July 30th, 2017. Sheriff's office says Baker family killed by natural gas. In a follow-up on the deaths of the Baker family on July 21st, the Dolby County Sheriff's Office stated, it is highly likely that their deaths were caused by a hydrogen sulfide leak. The local area is surrounded by wetlands, which combined with a concentration of pollution, could have led to the buildup of toxic gas that claimed the lives of the Baker family. The leak has been blocked, however the authorities have sealed off the area in order to prevent any further accidents. The victims included were deceased Jack Baker, Marguerite Baker, Lucas Baker, Zoey Baker, Dave Anderson, Clancy Javis, Andre Strickland, Peter Walken. Injured, Ethan Winters, Mia Winters. Social media post, July 30th, 2017. Toxic hydrogen sulfide gas. They're kidding, right? I heard there were soldiers, tanks, helicopters, the whole shebang when it happened. The government's up to something for sure. And here comes the conspiracy theorists. A bunch of nutjobs like you came out of the woodwork during the Raccoon City incident too. But there was that black monster and that satellite photo of the shipwreck. You have to admit, something's fishy. Magazine Inspector. An interview with Sally Baldwin, professor of geological sciences at Minden University. Interviewer. So you don't agree with the report from the sheriff's office that it was a natural gas leak? Baldwin. We can't rule it out completely, but it's very unusual, all things considered. Hydrogen sulfide builds up in areas where there is a lot of volcanic activity. The town of Dolby, however, has no volcanic activity anywhere in the area. My own geological survey in 1998 revealed absolutely no hydrogen sulfide in the area. A tragic natural gas leak. That was the official stance on the Baker incident. But this is a complete fabrication. Nothing about the murders in that house. Nothing about the terrifying monsters that stalked the halls and lived within its walls. It's evident that someone was keeping the truth hidden. The thing that surprised me the most was the fact that my name was on the list of victims. The organization still had me in quarantine. I was terrified the whole thing would come to an end with me actually being among the deceased. Thankfully, it was a needless fear. The organization gave me a new identity and let me go. I guess they figured I was harmless and didn't know anything else. I was allowed to live as a new person, apparently for my own safety. I tried to contact the other 2 survivors, Ethan and Mia. They saved my life after all. I wanted to at least thank them. But they'd completely disappeared. I know the organization knows where they are, so I decided to investigate the BSAA. BSAA, Bioterrorism Security Assessment Alliance, a counter-bioterrorism organization sanctioned by the United Nations. It was formed to combat the rise in bioterrorism after the collapse of Umbrella Pharmaceuticals. They have combated terrorism across the world, including China and Europe, and are high regarded as bioterrorist police. The BSAA finally intervened in the Baker incident and were the ones that saved Ethan, Mia, and I. Thanks to my detainment in their facility, I have a pretty good idea of who their members are. I was very, very persuasive when it came to asking them about the organization and top secret documents. The topic I was most interested in was, of course, the Baker incident. I wanted to know the truth the BSAA was hiding. The hidden truth. Magazine Inspector. Secret meeting between the sheriff and international organization. One of our reporters has unearthed evidence that a secret meeting happened between Dulvey's Sheriff Coleridge and an international organization known as the Bioterrorism Security Assessment Alliance, BSAA. Many have voiced their concerns around the legitimacy of the sheriff's office statement that the incident at the Baker estate was caused by a toxic gas leak. Inspector suspects there might be more to the story, and the sheriff's office and BSAA are covering something up. We reached out to the sheriff's office, but they refused to give a statement. Edgar McClintock. BSAA Investigations Department, final report on the Baker incident. The following details the investigation into the biological disaster in Dulvey, Louisiana, also known as the Baker incident. This document is for employees with Class B clearance and above. We have concluded that the Baker incident was caused by accidental contamination from a prototype bioweapon known as Evelyn. The residents of the Baker household were contaminated by a mold-like pathogen, mutamycete. Evelyn was capable of rapidly producing this mold, and it enabled her to control those infected both mentally and physically. The Baker family were not the only victims. Evelyn manipulated the Bakers into kidnapping dozens of people. These victims were infected and mutated into monstrous creatures called molded. Evelyn was originally created in a Munich research facility by the international crime syndicate, The Connections. BSAA dispatched a team to destroy Evelyn. The mission, however, was not successful, and Evelyn escaped. Evelyn was then transferred to America by The Connections via ship, along with her caretaker, Mia Winters. However, Evelyn managed to escape during transport. She murdered most of the ship's crew and destroyed the ship. We believe she then abandoned the vessel that had washed up in the bayou near the Baker residence. The aforementioned operation to eliminate Evelyn was BSAA's failing. We cannot deny that it resulted in Evelyn infecting innocent civilians. BSAA will have to take responsibility should these events ever come to light. As such, we advise that a cover story is fed to the media and BSAA's involvement is kept quiet. End of report. E-Series Mutamycete Analysis Report. Biological analysis report on the E-Series mutamycete, henceforth referred to as mutamycete, recovered from the Baker residence. The mutamycete has similar characteristics to cladosporium, black mold, and has incredibly high reproductive properties. It acts like a parasite, infecting the cells and rewriting the DNA of its host. Furthermore, when it combines with other bacteria, it creates its own muscle tissue, brain, and nervous system. As such, an organism infected with the mutamycete transforms into a type of undead monster. End of report. Bioweapon report file. A human biological weapon constructed through the implantation of mutamycete into a human embryo. Has the ability to infect with a fungal network and control hosts through brainwave signals. Evelyn was driven by a natural instinct to create a family, and the infected victims she controlled were her surrogate family. However, due to an innate defect in her chromosomes, Evelyn's cells reproduced at an accelerated rate, causing her to age rapidly, then die. End of report. The Connections report. The Connections is a crime syndicate with no base of operations. Their organizational structure is unknown. However, we are aware of their actions on a global level. In recent years, they have been particularly active in Eastern Europe. Most of their activities appear to revolve around the creation and selling of bioweapons. Evelyn was one of their products. Reliable sources have confirmed that the criminal organization was founded by Brandon Bailey. Bailey is a shrewd man and was once the right-hand man of Oswell E. Spencer, CEO and president of the Umbrella Corporation. His current status and location, unknown. Bailey and Spencer became estranged due to differing visions, and Bailey used the connections he made working as the director of the Umbrella Africa Research Center to branch off and found the crime syndicate. The organization's main goal appears to simply be commercial gain. Further investigations are in progress. End of report. According to BSAA's top secret documents, the Baker incident, as I know it, was just another statistical blip to be recorded. That fateful night, when the tanker washed up in the bayou, Jack took that little girl from the shipwreck and into our home. Then she turned everyone crazy, made us into monsters. BSAA knew this when they manipulated the media and covered the whole thing up. An easy thing to do for an organization with the direct backing from the United Nations. They couldn't let anyone know it was them who let Evelyn, the cause of all of this, escape. I continued to investigate and finally caught wind of Ethan and Mia's location. 4. Where the Winterses are. BSAA Investigations Department. Transcript of interview with Ethan Winters. Audio begins. Shall we begin then? Please state your name and occupation. Ethan Winters. I'm a systems engineer. How many times do we have to do this? When are you going to let us go? Our interviews until now have been necessary to conclude if you had any ulterior motives. Now we understand that you were just an innocent victim in this whole incident. So, you're going to let us go? Yes, but we have one condition. What's that? We would like you and your wife to remain under our supervision. In exchange, we will provide you with a new home, a new country. What are you saying? You want us to take on new identities? Wait, a new country? You want us to move to another country? To a lovely country in Eastern Europe, to be precise. Europe? You gotta be kidding. Why the hell would we... You are both witnesses to what happened. There is a certain criminal organization who is looking for you. We are doing this for your protection. Think of it more like witness protection. But all the way to Europe? Without any say? You can forget everything you experienced here. Start a new life. It's better for both of you that way. There's no way we can forget everything that happened. I want to talk to Mia about this. Let me talk to Mia. Audio ends. BSAA Investigations Department. Transcript of interview with Mia Winters. Audio begins. According to our examinations, you are mostly free of the mold now, Mia. Did you tell him about my past? No. As a sign of appreciation for your cooperation, BSAA has not divulged your involvement with the connections. I just want to return to a normal life with Ethan, to forget everything. Audio ends. Ethan and Mia are in Europe! I was ecstatic that I finally had a clue into their whereabouts. However, that was where my investigation hit a brick wall. BSAA's security is tight, and even with some acquaintances helping me out, no one knew the Winters' exact location. Which makes sense when you consider an international crime syndicate is after them. 2 years passed, and no progress. I ended up working as a rookie reporter for a small newspaper in New Orleans. The Baker incident has all but vanished from people's minds. Then one day, a letter arrived at my tiny apartment. It was from none other than Mia Winters herself. Mia's letter. Hey, how are you doing? It's been a while, hasn't it? BSAA won't let us send any emails or letters, but I gave this directly to an employee to give to you, so it should be safe. Our location is still hidden. I've always wanted to tell you how thankful I am. Ethan and I would have died in that house if it hadn't been for you. It must have been hard to fight all alone for so long. So, thank you. I can't tell you where we are, but we're safe and happy. I feel like we've finally settled down into our new life. The house BSAA gave us is huge. I don't know what to do with it all. Oh, that reminds me. There's a reason I wanted to write you. Ethan and I had a baby. I included a picture of her with this letter. I warn you, she is so cute. That is a pretty cute baby. We named her Rosemary. Isn't it such a wonderful name? I hope you can come and see her someday. Ethan wants to see you too. I've learned all kinds of local dishes. I'm sure you'll like them. No need to reply. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Take care of yourself, okay? Sincerely, Mia Winters. A letter from Mia and Ethan out of nowhere. And they have a daughter. I had almost given up finding them. I couldn't hold back the tears. I'm glad the three of them are happy in their new life. Just as I went to close the mailbox, I spotted another envelope. It was embossed with the BSAA logo. The sender unknown. It contained the following. BSAA HQ. Warning letter to Chris Redfield. Chris, we are growing concerned with your recent activity. According to recent reports, you have taken personal control of the elite unit, the Hound Wolf Squad, without permission. And you've accessed a number of top secret documents, also without permission. What the hell are you doing? What are you and your squad doing in Eastern Europe? Who the fuck is this Miranda that keeps popping up in your correspondences? What's with the investigation into the Winters family? You've been very critical of BSAA since the Baker incident. You might be one of the founding original 11, but I cannot let you continue to run around unchecked. So I will repeat myself, what the hell are you doing? BSAA HQ, investigations. There was one thing scribbled on the back of this. It's not over. This is everything I have on the Baker incident. It's purely for my own reference. I don't intend to send it out to the general public. I will continue my investigation. Many have tried to get in my way, slow me down. But I'm doing this for my family. I won't give up. I know that someday I'll be able to give Ethan and Mia my thanks directly. At least, I pray I can. My name is Zoey Baker, a survivor of this tragedy. The Baker Incident Report. End. Alright, so a lot has happened. A lot has happened. We have all of the backstory, and we are ready to begin our new game. And as usual, we'll be playing on the hardest difficulty, which is Village of Shadows. Survive the unsurvivable. An important note here, this difficulty is only available if you pre-order the deluxe version. If you do not pre-order the deluxe version or buy it, I don't know if you necessarily have to pre-order, you will only be able to play hardcore as your hardest difficulty. So this skips the unlock process for this difficulty. It's the same as the previous game.
Long ago, a young girl went with her mother to pick berries for her father, who was hard at work. But the forest greeted them with a dark, cold silence, the bushes empty. Yet determined to find the berries, the rascal broke free from Mother's grasp and vanished into the trees. Mother's worried cries faded fast as the girl ran on, over vine and under branch, and into the forest deep. Feeling strange eyes upon her, the girl recalled Mother's scary bedtime tales, and her throat became bone dry. Then the Bat Lord appeared. He greeted her warmly and bit his own wing. "Come, child, quench your thirst," he said. So she drank the thick, dark blood and smiled with joy. Passing through the graveyard, menacing storm clouds loomed, and the air turned bitingly cold. The girl was shivering in her thin clothes. Then a dark weaver appeared, and with a click of his fingers, crafted mist into a beautiful dress. "Come, child, warm yourself," he coaxed. So she clothed herself and smiled with joy. Across waters deep and ominous she went, hoping a boat she found would carry her home. But hunger's grip tightened and her heart grew heavy. Then the Fish King appeared and offered one of his many fins. "Come, child, eat your fill." So the girl ate and smiled with joy once more. Continuing on, she soon entered the forest's dark heart. Then an iron steed appeared, bearing a beautiful golden gear. The creature said nothing as the girl approached and snatched what she thought was another gift. The horse grew angry and summoned the other monsters. Terror filled the girl's heart as the wild wind rose around the beasts. Suddenly, a witch appeared, dark yet regal. "Gifts we gave, but more you took," she snarled. "So more in turn is due." In a blink, the girl was trapped inside a mirror. There. She's asleep.
What is with the creepy story? She's only 6 months old.
Woman at the store said it was traditional. A local tale. Besides, Rose doesn't seem to mind.
Because she doesn't understand it. Thank God. We moved here so that she wouldn't have to deal with any of that, remember?
There's nothing wrong with my memory. You're just being paranoid.
It's not... Never mind. I'm sorry. But I'm not paranoid. I'm just cautious.
Then, go cautiously take your daughter to bed. I'll finish dinner.
It's okay, Rose. Your mother doesn't want to remember it. I can't blame her.
Did you say something?
Nothing. I'll put her down.
That is a cute baby. Alright, I agree with Ethan. That is not a story for a little baby. A little crazy. Alright, let's take a look around. Took forever to pick these wipes. Okay, we got a remote here. Well, there we go. That cartoon seems much more suitable for a baby.
Once you're a big girl, we'll have a drink together, all right?
Might be getting a little ahead of yourself, Ethan. Well, we got a picture of pregnant Mia.
Oh, Mia. What a miracle.
And a picture of the whole family.
3 years ago, I couldn't even imagine something like this would happen.
Don't get too close to me when I'm cooking, babe.
Oh, fine. Actually, you know what? I don't listen.
Hey! What are you doing, mister?
Whatever I want. Oh, that looks good. I don't know what it is. Maybe like teriyaki or something? No, I have no idea. It's beyond my understanding. Alright, what do we have here in the pantry?
Mia makes everything by hand, so this stuff keeps piling up.
Formula doesn't look too bad. It's a picture of the baby. That's the one we sent to Zoey. February 2nd, 2021. Rose's half birthday.
Her birthday will be here before we know it.
They grow up fast. Let's just enjoy it while we can.
Rose's food, February. 6th, rice cereal, banana puree. 7th, sweet potato puree, boiled spinach and cream. Ethan, don't give her any sugar or honey, and no mushrooms. Alright, fine.
Hurry up and put Rose to sleep, will you?
Yeah, I'm on it. Can't you see I'm exploring my own house like a completely normal person?
She's going to grow up beautiful.
Hey! Keep it down.
Just making sure it's locked. Once things warm up, we can go for a walk.
Alright, nothing in the drawer. Let's go upstairs.
There. It's like I said to your mom. That book's too scary for you.
Yep, got a bathroom here. Mia's medication. She's been on a strict regimen ever since the incident.
Your mama and I love this song so much.
Well, apparently the baby likes it too. The music box Grandma gave us for our wedding. Alright, anything over here? No, but there is a bobblehead.
Why do I even keep this around? I should get rid of it someday. Gotta do a deep clean before Rose starts walking around.
Yeah, kind of made a mess in here, didn't we? A historical look into the architecture of Eastern European castles and keeps by George Trevor. Curtain closes on the Dovey gas incident. The committee completed their investigation on the 18th into the Dovey toxic gas leak in Louisiana in 2017. They concluded the deaths were caused by a leak of natural gas that had built up in the mud rock under the area. Jack Baker, 57, and his family, who were exposed to the gas, perished. Ethan Winters and his wife were also believed to have been nearby, but their current whereabouts are unknown. The entire area has been closed off by officials who believe it will be at least 10 years before that area is habitable again.
Everyone's forgotten about this already.
Okay, nothing else in this room. We need to get this kid to bed.
Almost there, honey.
Okay, nothing there. Alright, here we are. Let's put her down. Put Rose to bed.
There you go, sweetheart. Don't you worry. I'll be right downstairs. Daddy won't let those weird fairy tale monsters get you.
Alright, so now that the kid's down, we can look around a little easier. Nothing in there. Unless there's something hiding below, but I can't seem to crouch. Rose's clothes for tomorrow. Alright, I found a scrapbook. Got the wedding in there. Mia being pregnant. Having the baby.
I wish it could stay like this forever.
And the baby much bigger. Gun survivalist.
It's not paranoia if they're really out to get you.
Gun survivalist, a heavy firearms manual for field combat situations by Joseph Kendo. Rose's favorite toy. Oh, why don't we have it with her? That's mean. Deprive the poor kid. Name, Rosemary Winters. Date of birth, February 8th, 2020. Height, 62.3 centimeters, 24.53 inches. Weight, 6.57 kilograms, 14.48 pounds. Screenings, hearing, vision, touch, reflex test. All results show no issues. Patient is in good health. Other notes, results for additional fungal pathogen tests will be provided by BSAA, Applefield Memorial Hospital.
Rose is fine.
February 6th, 2021. Mia and I had another fight. I accidentally mentioned what happened 3 years ago and she blew up at me. We finally settled down in our new life in Europe and can bring Rose up properly. But I still feel like a part of me is trapped in that hellhole back in Louisiana. I know Mia doesn't like to talk about it, but can we really just forget everything and pretend it didn't happen? Shouldn't we face what happened there so we can live our lives with Rose without it hanging over our heads? We owe her that much at least. I know Mia knows this too. She wouldn't have exploded like that at the hospital if she didn't care. Alright, so they seem to be having some marriage issues. All right, so that's everything. Let's head back downstairs.
Is she okay?
Sleeping like a baby. That smells good. What's that?
Oh, hands off, mister. It's churba de legume. It's a local recipe.
Wow, you've gone full native, haven't you?
Local wine, too. But if you're gonna keep sulking all evening, maybe you shouldn't have any. You really have to stop worrying.
It's just finding you in Louisiana, the pregnancy, Chris moving us here, military training, it all happened so fast, you know?
Well, at least we're all together. You, me, Rose. Now, everything's gonna
Seriously? Think we can just forget about what happened in Louisiana?
It happened so long ago. I don't understand why you are so...
Mia, get down! Mia! Mia, oh God! Chris? What the hell?
Sorry, Ethan.
No! What? Why?
Go on, move!
All clear. Rose? What the hell are you doing with my daughter?
Package secure, sir. Take him away.
I said get your hands off her!
Ethan, no.
Rose.
Get him out of here.
Hey, Doc.
Hello, Mr. Winters. I've got your daughter's results back, and I'd like you to come in to talk about them. How about next Thursday, 4 o'clock?
No problem. We'll be there. That was the doc. She'll see us next week. Hey, now. Think positively, all right? We talked about this.
I know. We hardly talk about anything else. I keep telling you, it's not Rose that I'm worried about.
Well, then what are you worried about? Look, she's gonna be fine. I just know it. What else matters?
We matter, Ethan! You matter! You just
Mia, what are you talking about? Is there something you're not telling me? Come on, talk to me. Damn it. I have to take this. Jesus.
About damn time. What's your status? Is the package safe?
What are you talking about? Where's Chris Redfield? And Rose?
Who is this? This is a secure channel. You are not authorized.
Fuck. What the hell happened here?
Okay, that was crazy. Chris came and murdered Mia and took my baby. And then I woke up with this transport crash. This guy's dead. There's some crazy stuff happening. All right. Well, that is the end of the prologue. So we're going to end things right here. And we'll figure out what's going on the next video. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.